Color Out of Space are using the festival as a front to cover the kidnapping and subsequent cloning of performers due to play. This Satanist cult sacrifices musicians in ritualistic worship to the devil before sending clones out to convert people through gigs to push their anti-establishment propaganda in the name of art. Artists from the festival have been disappearing over the last few months, and their messages can be decoded by playing their records backwards on repeat.
Protest against clones. Protect our scene. Join plastic containers of nothing to protest against Satanist cloning cult organizers of Color Out of Space. Protest outside the Salis Benny Theater in central Brighton on April the 27th at 5 p.m. to protect our scene.
People, they have handlers with them. That guy who's picking him up, handler. There's a lot of videos and research that people have done out online about all this clone and all this stuff where they're trying to fake us out and doing what they're doing. And a lot of it is these people are, that they've been cloned and stuff. Some of them willingly have gone along with it. A lot of them are sick of it and they can't get out. But I'm telling you, Jesus is their way out. And there's people that are proud to participate in the system of aliens mixing with humans and having hybrid people. We have them there in space on the UFOs, and some of them are here with us.
Protest against clones. Protect our scene. Join plastic containers of nothing to protest against Satanist cloning cult organizers of Color Out of Space. Protest outside the Salis Benny Theater in central Brighton on April the 27th at 5 p.m. to protect our scene.
I started off protecting clones. We liberated our first clone from Life Identical 3 years ago. It was more complicated than pulling off a bank heist. And then we liberated more. And they moved the clones to another facility. We liberated them from there too. Then they used genetically enhanced clones for security. There was nothing we could do. We haven't liberated the clone since. Somewhere out there are tens, maybe hundreds of clones living normal lives. I wish liberated clones would tell their stories. What do they remember about being in the lab? How are they adjusting to normal life? And if genetically enhanced clones or humans started a war, whose side would they be on?
Plastic containers of nothing are the only band in the festival willing to put their principles first, and instead of being silenced by the kidnapping of one of the founding members, have forged on to bring the truth to the festival going public. Beware of the Sonic Arts trail, as this is a false flag exercise designed to brainwash attendees. Deprogramming information can be offered from the PCON stand outside the festival. Protect our scene. Protest the festival. Learn the signs. Error. Error. Protect our scene. Beware of the clones and do not let the organizers sacrifice any more young lives for their immorality cult.
So they're in control. They're like-minded, so they don't need a lot of coordination because they all think alike. They've got badly flawed models, and they never see this coming. So are they trying to wreck the system? No, but they are wrecking the system through their own kind of ignorance and misapprehension of the statistical properties of risk. Just metaphors. I mean, I use them as metaphors in writing, but they're not just metaphors. The dynamics are identical, but with one difference, which is in the man-made system, you can truncate it with policy. In the natural system, you cannot. So when an earthquake starts, what's an earthquake? An earthquake is a release of energy. That's how you define and measure an earthquake.
You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. It's no secret that music has a profound impact on society and culture. From instruments of San Bushmen in Botswana to the sample-laden beats of dubstep, music permeates the globe. And while not everyone enjoys the same types of music, scientists have found that music does have measurable effects on the human mind. For example, in 2009, psychologists from Stanford University found that the act of singing together makes individuals feel emotionally closer. Listening to music can also significantly alter a person's mood. While the psychology behind music is fascinating, some people believe that we have only begun to understand the forces at work in your favorite childhood songs and today's top 40 hits. According to conspiracy theorists, your favorite musicians might just be part of the New World Order. These artists are displaying their dark allegiances through the use of arcane symbols in their videos and lyrics. The symbols used should be familiar to most conspiracy theorists, the famous eye and pyramid, for example, or images alluding to devil worship.
Protest against clones. Protect our scene. Join Plastic Containers of Nothing to protest against Satanist cloning cult organizers of Color Out of Space. Protest outside the Salis Benny Theatre in central Brighton on April the 27th at 5 p.m. to protect our scene.
Walk-ins will more likely go into a vessel that's drug-ridden or had a soul, but the soul is very dense now because of the behavior, the physical behavior that it's engaged in, very low vibrational, very negative, drug-ridden. Maybe alcohol and addiction tends to lower the vibration of a person enough to open up a vortex so that entities can step in and try to take over that vessel. And we'll talk about that next, but we'll talk about clones. Some of the characteristics of being a clone. Now, if you're encountering a clone, clones, there's different types of clones, but most of the clones that you may, notice are the ones that are MK Ultra. Now, if something has been cloned or created over and over again, it's a reason. It means that it services the matrix well.
And they're starting it out by cloning people, and now that they're bringing it to our attention by putting out these celebrities being cloned so that we get desensitized to it and used to it. Because if they didn't want us to know about clones, we wouldn't know about them. They control all the airways. They control all the YouTube, all the internet, all the TV. They control all that. If they didn't want us to know about it, we wouldn't know about it. So the
clones in your family or friends, quote unquote, or in your entourage or anything like that. Now, let me explain this. When I say clones, I mean people that was actually cloned, and replaced and put back into your life, in your reality. A person is a clone if, they buffer. But another way to tell if a person is a clone, if they fucking look different. Like, you can tell how their skin look, You can tell how they act. They don't act the same, A person who was cloned, like I said, you can know this person. You don't even have to know this person. You can just talk to this person for a little bit, and you could, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can see that shit. But anyway, it's like this, right? A person who was cloned, they don't have dreams. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, I went to sleep last night, you didn't have a dream. Not that type of shit. I mean, they constantly don't have dreams. And when they do have a dream, they have a dream of them being in a fucking clone lab. But it's not a dream, it's reality. Because whoever cloned them, the creators of the clone or whatever, they take your consciousness.
People would be opposed to that, including myself. I think that there's a tremendous demand for cloning human beings.
Over anymore. Since they got cloning, they meet at the cloning station when they go to sleep. Each of them, I don't know how they do it exactly, okay, or else I'd know how to block it. But they can transfer your consciousness into a clone at the cloning station if they have a clone of you. And they used to have to use a tissue sample from you. Cloning, it's really normal. Well, Britney Spears made a video about this place because the thing was, to get advertised and promoted and stuff, she had to basically sell her clone, use of her clone at the cloning center. So the thing was, she signed up right away thinking, yeah, sure, I'll be famous. The thing is, They wanted to use her every night. Old men and stuff. Old men and clones on her, and real people on her clones too. So she doesn't have dreams anymore. Oh, they make songs and stuff about this all the time, but stuck in the dreams and Freddy.
The elite want you to think that they have these cloning centers. Understand the whole process of cloning when it comes to animals is they get the DNA. It's all done in a lab. You have to have an animal give live birth to an infant stage animal.
Number 9. If you play it backwards, you can hear the words saying, "Turn me on, dead man." And if you listen to the spot in between "I'm so tired" and "Blackbird," and you play that backwards, you can supposedly hear John Lennon say, "All is dead, man, miss him, miss him." All is dead, man, miss him, miss him.
Protest against clones. Protect our scene. Join Plastic Containers of Nothing to protest against Satanist cloning cult organizers of color out of space. Protest outside the Salis Benny Theater in central Brighton on April the 27th at 5 p.m. to protect our scene.
Clones will be as truthful as normal human beings. It takes more than one question to find the right answer. Real clones, not fantasy clones, will usually know their clones. Although like adopted children, they might be told about their origins. Duplicated people may be different, but that depends on the duplication process. Human clones are made by other humans from the DNA of a single cell, where a replica of the physical body is reproduced. That clone is only physical and has no soul, therefore it has no God connection. Clones can mate and reproduce cloned children. A clone and a soul human can mate and, again, only reproduce cloned children. Humans have no means to create a soul in another human clone, therefore human clones have no soul and no concept of right and wrong, no conscience and no compassion. They have survival instinct and are greatly concerned about their own death, but not the welfare and death of others. This explains why so many people today have no values, no morals, no ethics, and are prone to violence. Clones make great soldiers, policemen and policewomen, and other law enforcement people, attorneys, judges, doctors, teachers, preachers, priests, etc. They are more easily programmed through our mind-control type education and military training than assault humans with a free will. Clones have no free will, only a sense of survival, and will act accordingly through conditioned behavior. Clones have no aura, thus a souled human with an aura has no sense of repelling or attraction, as is the case with another souled human, though you certainly would sense the low frequencies of a clone involved in evil activities. The eye is the window of the soul. In the eye of another souled human you can sense the light emanating from the soul, the God spirit within. As I said earlier, the human clone has no soul or God spirit within, so there is no God connection to the eternal light of Creator Source. Therefore, there is no spiritual discernment. The eyes of a human clone may appear dull, blank, hollow, dark, vacant, lifeless, empty with no vibrancy or light. They have no reaction to or understanding of spiritual energy, concepts, or conversation.
Plastic Containers of Nothing are the only band in the festival willing to put their principles first, and instead of being silenced by the kidnapping of one of the founding members, have forged on to bring the truth to the festival going public. Beware of the Sonic Arts Trail, as this is a false flag exercise designed to brainwash attendees. Deprogramming information can be offered from the PCON stand outside the festival. Protect our scene. Protest the festival. Learn the signs. Error. Error. Protect our scene. Beware of the clones and do not let the organizers sacrifice any more young lives for their immorality cult. Protest against clones. Protect our scene. Join Plastic Containers of Nothing to protest against Satanist cloning cult organizers of color out of space. Protest outside the Salis Benny Theater in central Brighton on April the 27th at 5 p.m. to protect our scene.